because this is the modern left. It's an attempt always to intimidate people into not ever doing it again. It's to silence yourselves or we'll do it for you.
We're going to jump over to CNN and we've got Scott Jennings, so you know what's coming in just a second. We're going to throw you the bumper. And he's talking about how Bill Maher should have talked to Donald Trump because we've got to stop people from making sure that nobody can talk to anyone else, because otherwise we're going to basically kill each other. His co-panelists were not thrilled.
The message of this is not to, because Bill Maher, first of all, I totally agree. He's totally in the right to do it. And I loved his monologue. Even though I disagree with most everything he believes politically, he was right to do this and he was right to speak out about it. But this isn't about that dinner. It's about the next one, because this is the modern left. It's an attempt always to intimidate people into not ever doing it again. It's to silence yourselves or we'll do it for you. That's the purpose of this op-ed, so that the next comedian or the next person on the American left chooses not to speak to Donald Trump. This is all an effort to get people not to do what you just said, which is to talk to each other in our political.
You can see that lady just like, oh no, you shouldn't talk to each other. I probably should have set that up slightly differently. That was to the backdrop of an op-ed that Larry David, comedy legend Larry David of Curb Your Enthusiasm, which we literally played you the Bernie thing before. It's the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme song. So someone that's influenced me a lot, and someone who I've laughed at a lot over the years. He was the co-creator of Seinfeld, the greatest sitcom of all time. He wrote an op-ed in the New York Times yesterday titled "My Dinner with Adolf," and the entire thing basically was going after Bill Maher for sitting down with Trump. And of course, Adolf Hitler. So thus Trump is Hitler. And it's like, Larry David, man, how disappointing. This is one of those things where, I've never met him, but it's like, don't meet your heroes, or can you separate the art from the artist kind of thing? Because Larry David, who for years and years of Curb, which was, I think, on for 14 seasons. How many seasons was Curb? Could you check? I think it was something like that, at least a dozen seasons, right? And it was pretty bad the last couple of years, but it had a decade, an incredible 12 seasons. It had a decade great run. Every caricature that he put in Curb of a Jew was the worst sort of negative stereotype you could. But Jews are able to laugh at things, right? That's a lot of pain, a lot of murder, a lot of death, and then you kind of laugh and you eat about it. That's the story of the Jews. He was able to do that the entire time. And perhaps, yet he hasn't said a word post-October 7th. And yet here he is accusing Donald Trump of being Hitler, and Bill Maher now in cahoots with him for sitting down. Anyway, the point of all of this, I think it got a little messy at the end, but I think you see the point. The point of all of this is we got to figure out ways to continue talking to each other. You don't have to be totally deferential to the expert class, but you do have to be willing to question them, and you have to be able to think things through and everything else.